Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jim back here with you with another video. As you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to talk about some Remington bullet knives. One of my favorite sub collections. I had mentioned in the giveaway video yesterday that I was going to try to start doing some sub collection videos here and there. This is one that I have been wanting to do for a while. I think I've done shorts, posted pictures, but I don't think I've done one that has shown some of my favorite bullet knives, Remington bullet knives. But here we go. Let's go ahead and jump into these. So as you guys know, you Remington guys, bullet knife guys, Camillus made the majority of the bullet knives. So there have been a couple other companies to make them. I think that Bear & Son has made some, and GEC has also made some as well. So I had done a trade with my buddy Mike over at Make Cutlery Great Again for a bullet knife to add to my collection. And I thought, well, I'm going to be getting some of these out. So let's just go ahead and show the bullet knives while we've got them out. Ranger's getting excited back there. Must be somebody at the door. So anyway, this is the knife that I traded with Mike. We had done a trade, and I got this one in this last week. And I was finally able to go to the post office box and pick it up. So this is the one of the ones that you guys are pretty familiar with. This is the R1273. And let's look at it here. This is the Master Guide. This is the Master Guide 2-blade. They call it like a banana trapper, however you want to call it. They've got a couple nicknames for it. But Mike, I really appreciate this trade. This is a great knife. It has all the original paperwork with it. Bullet knife. You bullet knife guys have seen all this. This is a great knife. Goes right along with that. Yeah, these are really great knives. So this one is, of course, it's got Delrin. As you guys know, Camillus did a great job with these, with the Delrin that they did on these. Probably some of the best Delrin that I've seen on a knife. Good walk and talk, especially for such a long knife with such long blades. R1273. There's your main blade there with some really nice swedging on the ends. Of course, the iconic bullet shield. There's the pin blade. And that's a serious pin blade right there. That is a long pin blade. Short on this knife, but it could be the main blade of many knives. But yeah, great knife, great trade, Mike. I really appreciate it. This is really more like new old stock on this one. This is the R1273. I love these boxes that Camillus had done for Remington over the years as well. You can tell there in the back, I've got a few that different colors and things. I just think it looks cool if you've got a box display to be able to have those. Let's go see what that date was on this one again. 1995 on this one, so it's in great shape. Once again, Delrin scales, stainless steel blades, and the bolster work. All this, I think that's considered like a threaded bolster. It's just a beautiful knife. Thank you, Mike, again for such a beautiful knife. So this one is pretty much identical to this one, except this is the R1253. This is the single blade. All right, still good walk and talk on that one. I was trying to remember where I picked this one up. May have gotten this one. Yeah, I did. I got this one at an auction. This one, let's see, it's getting harder and harder. Now, one thing I just noticed that I thought that was the case. This is more of a spear point on the R1273. This is more of a traditional clip point. But check out that swedging work on that. Man, that is beautiful. Still got a long pull nick. I just noticed that, that these had different main blades. Of course, this is a single blade, but check that out. Logo's a little smaller on this one. I like that spear point blade that's on this one, but man, I really love the clip point that is on these Remingtons. There's your date 12 R1253 in 1992. This one is a lockback, as opposed to this one that's just, just the slip joint. This one has the locking mechanism for the lockback on this one. The Delrin is just a little bit different. Same pattern, just a little different shade. But look at that, guys. Camillus did a beautiful job with the Delrin on this, and y'all know that. If you're new to picking up bullet knives, this is some of the reasons that folks try to acquire these. Beautiful, classic design, and with some beautiful Delrin, and they're very desirable. And man, that blade shape, love that. Love that swedging, and love the blade. But this is the R1253 pattern that goes pretty much hand in hand with this one. It's really hard to me, in my opinion, to find a favorite in these. I really like all the different patterns, and but I might have to say I can't. I love these full size lockbacks that we're going to hit, but I really love these. I guess you would consider this like equal end moose on this one and then this other one. But let's go ahead and jump into this one. Now this one is not Delrin. This is bone. I'm getting my fingerprints all over it. This one is bone. And I'm telling you, man, oh man, as good as job as Camillus has done with the Delrin on these, check out that bone. Isn't that just a thing of beauty? And I had picked this one up, and it seems like the guy that I bought it from thought it was Delrin, and he had the box and everything. This came from way up northeast Tennessee, almost to Kentucky. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's bone the more and more I looked at it. And it is. I mean, this is some beautiful bone. This is the let's see here. The R4353B in bone. Whoops. They call this one the Maverick bullet knife. And we'll just take just a minute to look some of this paperwork. If you guys haven't seen the paperwork for these, it's got a collector's club little thing where you can register your knife. And this is talking about caring for the bullet knife. But this one is the Maverick bullet knife, limited edition R4353 bullet knife. It talks about the blades. The blades of the R4353 are stainless steel, tempered to Rockwell hardness of 6 to 59. The liners are non-rusting brass. The handles are made of genuine jig bone. So I got a pretty decent deal on this one. This one I just bought outright. I didn't trade for, and we got paperwork going all over the place. But it's a beautiful knife. They did, it's like I said, and I've got a few more bullets that have the jig bone, but on these, like this moose pattern, you've got like a spear point. Guys, if I'm, which really that's more like a cross between a spay and a spear point. Drop point. Guys, I'm not a pro on all the points, but, great walk and talk. Great stainless steel on these. There's your date stamp 2005. I believe Camillus made these up to 2007, if I'm not mistaken. So there's this is more like a California clip or Turkish clip. There's your Remington logo, R4353. Tang stamp. 2005 on the date stamp. It's just a classic design on this. They're calling it the Maverick. I would almost say consider it more like a moose, like an equal-ended moose. Beautiful greenish bone on that. That's what I'm calling it. Greenish bone is probably a more technical term for it, but yeah, beautiful jigging on that bone. So, and I was able to acquire this one. Let's see. This is the R4466. Now, I had done a trade with John over at JO Ventures. John's a great guy. You all know him in the community. Great leather worker, and he had reached out to me. He had this knife. He had thought about collecting them, and he's like me. You can only collect so many different groups, right? We can try to collect them all, but, you know, in reality, you can probably only collect so many subgroups. He had this one, great shape. I've carried this one some, and this is pretty similar to the Maverick there. And this one has a nice half stop, Turkish clip on the main blade. There's your date, your model stamp on the tang. There's your clip blade. There's your spay / drop point. Guess that would be really more of a spay blade. But this is a 1988. It's a little older, but just a beautiful one. This one is in Delrin, and I was just noticing here, this one does not have, I guess, more of like a threaded bolster, and this smaller one does with the Delrin. Look at that. Now, this is more of like a worm groove, I guess you would call it. More of a Stagalon type Delrin on this one, as opposed to these that have the jigging. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful knife. Camilla, I don't think Camillus did Delrin. I don't think anyone has done Delrin quite as good as Camillus does on these knives. It is a beautiful one there. So thank you, John, for the trade on that. I know John is happy with his part. I don't think there was any paperwork with this one. Oh, they did call this one the Muskrat. Okay, yeah, there was some paperwork in there. That one's the Maverick, and they call this one the Muskrat. Sort of the traditional Muskrat pattern on that one. And they really are similar. One's just a little bigger. One's just a little smaller. And one is bone and one is Delrin. So then let's get into looking at trappers. So I've shown this one before. A lot of guys in the community have this. This is the big full-size trapper or jumbo trapper. Coca-Cola wood, bullet shield. Not only did they do Delrin, not only did they do bone, but they also did wood. Nice half stops. There's your clip point blade. Now that one might be considered more of a drop point. So tell me what your thoughts are on that. That's sort of what that reminds me more of on that. Date, or there's your item, your model number. Big old fat, yeah. This is definitely more of a. This is definitely the big peanut butter spay blade. Peanut butter spreader, 1989. There's your logo. Big old huge spay blade on that one, which is so popular with many of the Camillus knives of that era. Lanyard hole, Coca-Cola wood, great half stops. Beautiful example that there's just some beautiful grain work on that wood as well. I think wood sometimes is underappreciated, but a lot of these knives, the way they're done, even on the Buck 110s, 112s, a lot of the Buck knives with wooden handle scales, I think that's discounted sometimes. You know, there's some beautiful grain work in the wood as well. And then this one, I've just shown this one not too long ago. This is my 1982. This is the first year of edition for the bullet knives. There's some beautiful, going back to beautiful jig Delrin again. Lanyard hole. This one had, like I'd shown in the previous video, these knives came out in 82. They were prone to have a crack in them here to the from time to time. Most of the ones that I've seen, this one had a repair done on it. I bought this one on an online auction. I had to have it when I saw what it was, and that this is the 4 and 6 Remington 4 and 6 with the year tank stamp on it there. This is the R1123. There's that main clip point blade, which could be really more of a drop point. Half stops on this one as well, and just like on the Coca-Cola wood model, the big spade blade. Beautiful knife, beautiful jigging on this Delrin, and yeah, just a beautiful knife there. So this video might be just a tad longer, guys. I'm sorry, but if you're new to collecting bullet knives, I just want to give you an idea of what is out there, and you can still find them as well. These are two of the, I'm calling them like a mini trapper or a small trapper. One is Delrin, one is bone, and here's another prime example of some of that worm groove / Stagallon. With the smaller ones, they've got a lanyard hole on them. This was in great shape. I bought these 4 at the same time, these 2 and these 2, from a guy, and was able to get a good deal on those, buying them that way. There's a look at that backside. A lot of these knives are out in the community, guys, and some guys have got some beautiful examples and done great videos on them. There we go, back to that Turkish clip. 1991, stout pull with half stops, spade blade. Beautiful example of a trapper knife there, bullet trapper. Now this one here again, beautiful bone work on this one. This is the Sterling. This is the Sterling bullet shield with a number production. This is number 1265. You can see that there. Just some beautiful, beautiful dark jigging on that bone. This one had a little bit of patina, a little bit of speckling on the spring when I got it. Had to clean that up. Same thing as the other. There with the logo, clip point blade, 1991, half stop, and the same type of spade blade as on the others. Now on these with the bone, look at that, where it goes light to dark on that bone. Camillus did a great job. I love the jigging on these. No lanyard hole on the Sterlings. So those are the trappers, the jumbo, and then the smaller version of that. A lot of real technical terms on hunting, fishing, praying, guys. The smaller version. Anyway, of those. And then we go, I've got some lockbacks I want to share with you on before we close out the video. But Delrin and bone again. This one I put an HFP piece of stag on that with some leather. I've carried this one several times. Beautiful lockback. There's more of a traditional clip that I like. I like them all, but that's a beautiful clip. R1306 and 1990 version. There's the jigging on that Delrin Stagallon. Beautiful, beautiful knife. That, and the same thing on this one. Here again, on the Sterling bullets. And this is number 0202. That's really low manufacturer number 0202. I did not get the boxes with these, unfortunately, when I bought them, but it's all right. Look at the bone on that. Don't that pretty. Lights to darks. Beautiful jigging. Light on the back. This is, I have not carried this one. I don't think. Maybe one time did I carry this one. And just beautiful jigging on the bone. Lock back there again. This one's in 1990. are 1306. And these hold, you talk about a knife, especially for stainless, that's easy to sharpen, that holds a great edge. These do. I love the bullets. I love the sterling bullets. These are the only 2 sterling bullets that I have. There we go. Beautiful jigging on that bone. Beautiful bone. Oh, beautiful lockback. So now these 2 here, I acquired these in a trade with Brother Mike. Mike, you know who you are. These are Bear & Son, and these are, I believe that when I did this trade, these are some factory seconds. So, but these are bone as well. Bear & Son made. This is my Nate Green bead that he had done for me. Green's Blade Revival. He had sent me some of these 3D printed bead. This one on, put that on this with the piece of leather. I've carried this one. This is a lockback with a half stop. It's a great lockback. This is a great EDC knife. Like I said, it is factory second, but it's still a beautiful knife. Look at that. 2013 R1303 saw cut. So we've got some jig bone, jig Delrin, wood. Now we've got saw cut bone. Bear & Son has done a great job with these. Beautiful big lockback there. And then this one is the smaller version as well. Little baby clip. Saw cut bone. 2014. There's your tang stamp. And here again, these stainless steel blades hold a great edge. Easy to sharpen. Beautiful coloration on that bone. Like a darkish red bone on that one as well. With the lanyard tube. Lanyard hole on that one. Now this is the last one we'll look at. You'll notice that it's not your typical Remington box. This is a later model. This is the 1853 18537Y. So jig Delrin Stockman with the bullet. Now I'm pretty sure that this is not a Camillus made knife. This is made in North Carolina. I'm not for sure who made these. I don't know if this is a Bear & Son knife. If y'all know, I used to have that wrote down somewhere who made this one. But just a beautiful, beautiful knife. I bought this from a guy out in West Tennessee. Look at that. It's almost yellow to red. There's some orange in there. I think HT did a video. He has one of these and done a video recently on that. Over HT's EDC. There's your clip. Beautiful clip. And that's really the only stamping that this one has is on that. It's a different type of tang stamp. I think that says Madison, North Carolina. If you guys know who made these, if it was Bear & Son, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe Camillus did make these, but I was thinking this is post-Camillus era on the bullets. Let me know. Clip point, y'all know the Stockman, but I'll go ahead and show you these. I've done a short on this one. There's your sheep's foot blade. Beautiful Delrin on this one. And a little spade blade here. That's a nice little spade blade. This one was more new old stock as well when I picked it up. Brass liners, bullet shield. So yeah, that's it. That's some of my favorite Remington bullet knives that I have in my collection. I've got other Remington knives, but this is the bullet section of what I've got. Always looking for some more. So guys, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for taking a look at these. Thank you, Mike, for the trade on this one. And if you other trades that I've done, guys, thank you for helping me acquire more of these bullets. And if you see knives, I was going to say, if you see knives through other videos that I've done, that I don't trade a ton, but I do trade some. So hit me up if you see knives that you're interested in that I might do a trade on. Hit me up in an email or something. And I'm always looking for some bullets as well. This is one of my favorite sub collections, like Old Timers, Uncle Henry's. other manufacturers as well. I'm hoping to do a scrimshaw video. I've got, if you can see, some scrimshaws right back there. We may do a scrimshaw video later on. And this in the back, this is just a few Remington things I've picked up. I've got a Remington crate up there that I've shown before. I found these decals in an antique store, these Remington dealer decals, and that's actually a safe magnet I picked up at a sporting goods store over in Johnson City. And I can't tell what knife that he's holding there. He's held back in a cave and the wolves are there, and he's getting a fire started there in that safe magnet, which I thought that was cool. I just left it in the wrapper. He's got him a Remington knife there and getting ready to get a fire and probably getting ready to have a showdown with those wolves. That's just some really cool art. Remington has some of the best art. I know the Knife Doctor's got a lot of the art with the bullets, and I'm hoping to maybe acquire some more of that one of these days. But guys, thank you for stopping by. We're at 26 minutes. I knew this video would be a little bit longer. Overlook my nomenclature in naming out some of these blade shapes. I just have a passion for knives. I don't always have all the exact terminology. But guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for checking out these bullets. And remember, Jesus is on the throne. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you on the next video.